Welcome back to the other semifinal. It is another TVP starting off on Belshir. In the bottom right is the red Protoss. He is Root's herO.
And up in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Terran player. Give it up for ByuN. Also, it's Root OSC herO.
My bad. If only they had it in the name.
I've been yelled at by so many people for like, it's Dust Gaming, or sorry, it's Team Dust, not Dust Esports. It's Root OSC, not Root.
If I ever own a team and I use Team Blank or Blank Esports, would I care if someone used the round?
If I ever run a team, I'm gonna call it Team Gaming Esports.
That would be.
Then you can't
so
get it wrong.
brutal.
You just remember it's all of them.
No way, you put them in the wrong order. Gaming Team Esports.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Esports
team always
gaming.
comes.
Esports team gaming
always
sounds fun.
Esports team game. No, Team Esports Gaming would sound okay. Not team. No. Okay, you know what?
No,
this is why you'll never own a team. But we have a proxy file on coming down right now, and this is actually a location that could be a Stargate, or it could also be a Twilight Council for Dark Shrine.
I'm gonna guess Stargate.
Yeah. I think Stargate's more likely, especially these days in the meta.
Yeah. And it's a robot. We were both wrong. Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Okay, he's got to get a warp prism from there, right? Like, there's no reason why you'd proxy in this location if you weren't going to at least get an air unit.
Yeah, for an immortal bus? Yeah, absolutely. Like, if it was right here at the third base of ByuN, I'd be like, that could be a robo, nigga, immortal bus. But right over here, what the fuck, Fernagan? All right, this is going to be interesting. But real quick, like, thank you to our new sub, the West, Tha West.
Oh.
Pronounce it correctly.
West Coast, Best Coast.
Yeah, sure.
I like you.
That Reaper, did it scout the main base? No, it scouted the natural and then stopped off the Zelnaga.
Whoa.
So he does know there's some type of cheese incoming, but do you guess that it's a robo?
And does he know that there is a natural expansion follow-up, just a much later one? This could end up being a really, really weird mystery. Whoa.
What?
Wait a second. Zombie Grub. Oh, wait, what? The Reaper scouts out the robo. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he definitely knew something was up, but yeah. What is this game? All right,
oh
so...
my god. There's nothing to do with the Mothership Core.
So, okay, it's so far away, it can't be an immortal. So the guess is Warp Prism, but do you guess that it's going to be Warp Prism speed, what I'm guessing is Disruptors? I don't think you guessed that.
Who knows, Zombie Grub? It's not too late. We've been fooled so many times. Maybe it's going to be a Colossus drop.
A Colossus drop. Oh my god.
Old school style.
So much better. It's Timmy Jimmy time for the 34-month resub. Thank you very much. Love the name.
What is the Mothership Core doing over here?
Preparing to overcharge in case the Reaper comes back.
I like that one Reaper can bring the entire Mothership Core over to the far left-hand side of the map.
Well, he scouted the main and saw that there was a Cyclone, so he knew that there wasn't any reason to keep it back at home.
But he has a warp gate. He could warp in like one stalker over there.
Shh.
Okay. Well,
don't question this.
does the Reaper didn't actually end up seeing the Disruptor pop out, did it?
No, I left.
Yeah.
But
And it does get picked off before it gets in the main base.
It's the only thing that can happen. He's one brain.
There's 4 more in the bunker.
So confused. I don't... Well, in a weird way, though, because this is so not commit... Like, the robo should not be by itself out in the middle of nowhere. It is a very important structure, but otherwise it's not that committed of an attack. It could expand right after. I wonder if the bare minimum of harassment will be enough to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking, too. It's such a hard build to read, because you don't see the robo, you see that your opponent's on one base for a lot longer. The Reaper didn't get a scouted on the natural for a very long time. Like, it's just one of those things where it's so easy to overcommit to defense. And you can even see ByuN's in this kind of weird spot now where he's actually making a lot more siege tanks than I think he would expect. And even the Starport, it feels a lot later on getting up that reactor for the medevacs than you normally would see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think ByuN is caught a little bit in that just over-defending problem, but it's a very tiny amount. Bunkers are not that bad. He's even going to salvage
Yeah.
one of them now. He's doing a very good job keeping herO's easy detection, easy observation down by killing those observers, but the Warp Prism still provides that scouting, so it's not really like herO's in the dark.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised that herO just keeps sending the observers in to even try and continuously scout the army like that, because yeah, against a player like ByuN, you are going to lose a lot of observers that way. And considering, I imagine robotic facility time is going to be pretty important right now, especially since that robotic facility may be short-lived, that having observers just positioned elsewhere on the map, like outside of your main base, scouting for drops and stuff, would be really valuable. Well, Blink on the way. He's going to transition and just straight up Blink Stalker Disruptor. Kind of old school Legacy of the Void composition.
Yeah, very PvP. People were experimenting with this, though, before Adept Phoenix was a thing, before Colossus came back around in the meta. This was, I don't think ever really had a foothold as far as compositions go, but it was an attempted one. Very unfortunate, but inevitable what happened here.
Five SCVs killed off, just the Disruptor drop continuously going off. But yeah, losing the Robo is gonna sting a bit because he doesn't have a second Robo.
Yeah, he didn't preempt that. So only 3 Disruptors and one of them in that Warp Prism means that every single shot matters. He really doesn't have a lot of other units. He has not even a Guardian Shield for these Stalkers, and Blink wasn't quite done. So had ByuN just dodged out the second Disruptor, it could have been a nasty fight. But not bold enough to do that, and there's just too many Stalkers now, I think. He needs these reinforcements.
Yeah, he's really going to be relying on those Disruptor shots, though, because like you were saying, there aren't really a whole lot of other units. The Stalkers, Blink Stalkers can be nice, but you have to remember, traditionally these days, you end up seeing, Disruptor shot. Okay, not able to get too much more damage done. Actually, wait. The Warp Prism? Wait, where's the Warp Prism?
It's flying across the zone.
Okay, back up. Yeah, never mind. Thought he lost it for a moment. But yeah, he doesn't have any adepts in the competition. You can't really tank any major hits from a Terran army. Siege Tank getting picked off is huge, though.
Yeah. That was a good last-second decision. He wanted the bio and decided to go for the tanks. Unfortunately, out of position for this job. The Militia Corps is in the main base where she probably should be, and there's a lot of pylons, so does deal with it without having to move his units.
Oh man, a
Fairly.
little bit too early, but
Yeah.
a really cute move, moving in and trying to get the Disruptor shot off. Even gets a medevac, might get a second one. Recalls out.
Oh, the third base, actually. I was going to go over there next, but yeah, I thought he was anticipating the drop in the main base, and he was! There's Stalkers in there, and herO's just playing such a cool, good game. What the fuck? Okay, well.
Oh my god. Well, Little Mines do some serious damage to the Stalker count, but I'm gonna say this reminds me of the herO of old. The old herO, when you would like look at him and be like, yeah, this guy's got super duper solid defense.
Yeah, he looks so good right here. I mean, all the Stalkers in the right position, in the right number, is very difficult to do. Stalkers, alone just do not do well against bio, and very easily, especially against a player like ByuN who can assess situations very quickly. You think you're okay with 16 Stalkers, but you really need 24 Stalkers and a Colossus, and well, herO hasn't had that problem yet. A scan of the main reveals a perfect set of units again, and ByuN's not getting anything down with these drops.
Wow, this is just really, really impressive play. And it's not even just the fact that he's mechanically executing like a very standard build, because this is a much less frequently used composition, but he's also just playing it out really well from a strategic perspective. Like, he's doing a great job keeping the Disruptor alive, but the Disruptor is just providing him so much value of being able to put counter aggression on while he is also facing aggression. And that on top of the fact that he's able to constantly have his units in position, he doesn't have to rely on what so many pros players rely on, which is just adepts to be able to take straight up engagements. He's able to take not straight up engagements. He's able to deal with a lot of the harassment with harassment of his own and good positioning.
I'm just thinking how much micro he has to do. Okay, that was a bad shot with the Disruptor, but and I can't imagine doing the same thing. He does the attack over here, and while it might look tempting, again, he does have Stalkers off to the right side. I'm also going to mention that his Robo only just finished up recently, so he's really only had the one Observer for like a minute, and that's the only Observer he's used to clean up Widow Mines, and it's the only Observer he's used to try and see where the army is. Everything else has been because of this Warp Prism, or because he just knew how a Terran would think, especially Terran like ByuN. And he's not bothering with a second Robo or any more Observers. Uh-oh.
Okay, that was an interesting Disruptor shot. And unfortunately, that is one of the problems. If you are even slightly off on that kind of stuff, when you have a Stalker composition, you just can't take a straight-up fight. And he ends up losing quite a few Stalkers.
I do wish that he would get off the Disruptors. Like, as beautiful as this game has been, it's still a very scary game to play. These Disruptors have a tough time dealing with drag and drop to medevac bio, as well as just, you know, one per army. That one pop doesn't hit anything and you're in trouble.
Yeah, medevacs load up, but that gives Stalkers the opportunity to blink forward and take out these Liberators. herO still has a decent chunk of his army on the left-hand side of the map. I honestly wonder if ByuN just kind of congregated all of his army together. Could he punish herO for having split up his army so much? I mean, if you have enough of these units together, Disruptor shots are really reliant on getting a lot of damage done.
Oh god, the splits from ByuN was pretty good right there. He had another army to the left side, but so did herO, and that was cleaned up, and herO was winning with Blink Stalker Disruptor. Sure, he has decent upgrades, but they've never really been so far ahead of ByuN. Right now they are 2-1, but he's about to lose out to 2-2, but ByuN is being pushed back. A War Prism has been alive since the get-go, and is now available for reinforcements. Oh no, the blink. Oh no, the blink. He's not gonna go for it.
Cute maneuver over here from ByuN. Does move down to the south side. He's gonna try and turn this not exactly into what I would call a base trade, but he's gonna try and put some counter aggression on and pull herO back. Widow Mine also doing some damage.
Oh, okay. The Stalkers were in position, but he wasn't paying attention fast enough. Disruptor comes back, but the front line is going to be broken, it looks like, by herO. Bunkers didn't hold up for very long.
herO's a couple of Stalkers at home. Oh, the Disruptor shot cleans up most of the drop for ByuN, as well as most of his hopes and dreams in this game.
Good deal. I can't imagine any other Protoss actually makes this work, I'm going to be honest. ByuN has not been slacking. He's not been just, like, scratching his head against these Disruptors. He's really been trying to apply pressure, like he really should. Blink Stalkers are only so decent at stopping drops, and usually you catch them off guard once. But herO never really truly caught off guard. Not enough anyways. Is still holding strong with a 20 army supply lead. Ahead 17 workers, and now he's a 4th base hub.
Yeah. He's also going to be tied on upgrades pretty soon, which was the only real thing that was left going in ByuN's favor. But we'll see if it even gets to that point, as the Stalkers are pushing in once again. A lot of Disruptors in the mix, and ByuN... Okay, well, you know, Disruptor still can kill his own army, but it looks like every single Disruptor shot is used. He should be able to blink on and theoretically clean up this army. herO, please don't throw this game.
Yeah, stop hitting your own Stalkers with Disruptors. Oh, that Widow Mine's gonna get a good shot. That doesn't kill Disruptors, so it's okay.
Thank God they nerfed Widow Mines, am I right? GG.
GG. Oh my good God.
herO takes a really, really solid game and is looking like the herO that I know and love.
That was truly impressive. I've been very impressed with herO's control on a micro scale, but that was control on a macro scale. I mean, we always knew his War Prism harassment was good, his ability to all in and use his units to the best of his ability, but to have to control like 30 plus Stalkers and 6 Disruptors and a War Prism with Disruptor, like he was constantly using that War Prism. How?
I love how the lead up of that game was, you know, I wonder if herO's been all-in his opponents throughout all the bracket and everything. And then we just see like the sickest macro game as if it's a big no F you zombie grub.
But he proxied a Robo.
I know he proxied a Robo too. But he played macro behind the proxy. That's the thing. I think he did cut workers, to be fair, for a little bit. But he definitely ended up looking like he was going to play a bit more of an aggressive game.
Oh. This was, I'm close to having no words for how good that was.
And that is not a common thing for Zombie Grub or Roofkin with Protoss. I know your disdain of Protoss is strong.
Hey.
I'm just kidding.
To be real, because I think we still get some of that shit because we bring up
I
like
know.
maybe balance or like adepts are pretty good. I know Rifkin's been jokingly complaining a lot lately, but now it's been like 3 years actually. Even before Legacy of the Void, I thought Heart of the Swarm wasn't so bad to the last like 6 months to a year for Protoss. Before that, Protoss was total bullshit, and you won't be able to convince me otherwise.
Yeah, but I mean, you've even been playing random and everything, so I always find it funny when I see those comments.
Yeah, well.
All right.
Well.
Well, here we are, hopping into our next game. It's going to be Cactus Valley.
Yep. And in the top left, that's the Red Terran down 1. It is the red. No, I did that twice. Shit, it's ByuN. Ah!
Abort! Abort! And flying down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the purple Protoss player. Give it up for herO, representing Team Root OSC.
He's purple because he's royal now. He's ascended.
He's ascended.
Yep, yep. What is that thing that they made up that says like God decrees them as king?
Team Ascension. Oh, what?
You know the thing that like monarchs made up to say that God decreed them as king? There's like a word for it, like a
Being a prophet?
No. It's the thing that they say they have, so that it's not just like, oh, I killed the other guy who was king, like God said it.
Divine immunity? I'm not sure.
It's divine something, I feel, though. I think you're getting closer. I'm sure chat will know, but the point is, like, he has that. Divine right? Is that what it is? That might be what it is. Anyways, yeah, herO has that after that game. And it was so close. I'm making it sound like he was just a masterful, you know, art of Protoss against the... He made ByuN look like a scrub. He didn't. ByuN did not look like a scrub, but that's just what made it look so much more awesome, is that ByuN was... I would say very easily on the, you know, every single time I saw engagements go down on the brink of demolishing a very fragile army with a lot of blink stalkers, he just could never quite do it.
I think that's what's most impressive about it, is that especially in a day and age where we end up seeing so many adept Phoenix plays, which, don't get me wrong, I think there's a lot of skill involved in that. We've, I mean, even talked about how difficult that kind of composition can be to use against a large Widowmine-based composition from a Terran player. But seeing something like that executed versus seeing a pure Blink Stalker Disruptor army, I think the degree of control required and the level of the number of ways things can go wrong are just so much drastically increased with Disruptor Blink Stalker. It's always really impressive when you end up seeing someone successfully execute it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I would be very surprised to see herO do it again, though. Like, it really isn't that common of a composition. Plus, the whole starting off with a proxy robo probably won't happen again. But he does start off with a robo, so I mean, I guess, you know, no proxy and that game goes even better, because he doesn't have to wait that minute that he didn't have a robo.
Yeah, I don't know, Kev. I kind of feel like this would be a really nice map for that kind of stuff. I mean, you think about disruptors, they do well on maps that are kind of choked up. Of course, Cactus Valley also has some kind of great expansions that you can harass with if you have something like a War Prism moving and darting between the bases. I would really like this map for something like that.
Well, herO might, nope, just kidding. Never mind. You're totally wrong, Fear Dragon. Shut up. No, it's a Stargate.
It's a battlecruiser rush zombie group.
Oh, yeah. So, Stargate is added on very quickly. Wait a minute. Oh, because he canceled the robo. So that explains that.
Whoa. Wait, did the Reaper get a scout out on the robo?
I guess it did. That's why I canceled it.
Yeah.
Interesting. It was pretty far along, no? I thought it was... It hadn't
It was
just
at
started.
least, it was like at least a quarter or halfway done.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, I guess that's still okay. I don't know. So herO's gonna play like a style that we're used to, just a little bit delayed, right? Like a Stargate into really fast third base. But the interesting thing is, like, how does it hurt ByuN to not realize this? Because ByuN would still do Widowmine drop versus a robo, and well, because the Stargate's a little bit late, there's not like a ton of Phoenixes to stop it either. I don't know if he's gonna get the benefit of a later surprise Stargate, I guess is my point. Like, is he actually gonna be able to take down this medevac drop?
Oh, I think it's gonna be really important. You have to be so on point with those lift ups, slash push and overcharges, but he's not on point with either one. Loses 4 workers already. Probably gonna end up losing a Phoenix and loses the game. Oh my god. ByuN takes game number 2 in a sort of letdown game.
I told you that hero guy was bad.
Oh boy, that was a game of StarCraft.
Yes, that
By all technical definitions, that was technically a game of StarCraft.
I feel like we don't deserve an ad break. It was such a short game.
We worked so hard for that game, though. Yeah, I don't know. Like, to me, it was so weird because I wonder if just herO was trying to get a little bit too cute with like the cancel of these Robo and then going to Stargate and everything. Because like even if that was just a Robo opening, if that was a Warp Prism, that drop probably also would have been effective because there wouldn't be many units at home. So like either way, even with like the potential like fake out path, that would have been a pretty good response.
I would have really liked if it was a Stargate cancel in a Robo, for instance, because then I think seeing a Stargate, ByuN would not have dropped, right? And then he would have been like, wait, where's the Oracle? Where's the Phoenix? What's going on? But yeah, the opposite way, I feel like no matter what, ByuN does pressure. If you cancel on a Stargate, or you actually go with the Robo, he's going to drop you. And the Stargate, that little bit being a little bit later, did really hurt. Also, not getting the Photon Overcharge hurt too. There's more than one thing in that game, but it was a very interesting choice to... It's always an interesting choice to cancel, and usually it doesn't end up being so dramatic, but that was like a real highlight moment there.
That was the extreme end of the spectrum, but
it was.
Here we go. We hop into an ace match. herO's got to live with the decision and now play on even footing.
Yeah, it's going to be Newkirk Precinct. And in the bottom right, it is the Red Terran, ByuN.
And in the bottom left, we have the blue Protoss player. Give it up for Root OSC's herO. It makes me so happy to see all the I don't know Kevs in the chat.
I don't know, Kev. I was waiting for the reaction of the game.
I have probably my favorite desktop background I have my desktop backgrounds on a like 10-minute rotation.
Yeah.
My favorite desktop background that happened to have popped up around that time when I said it. It's like a giant blue background. It just has a picture of Rotterdam sipping a Red Bull and just looking at the camera with his eyes like super wide open, like, I don't know, Kev.
It must be a good picture.
It's a great picture. I hope my description of it also fulfilled the same level of satisfaction as looking at it.
I think it did. I think it was beautiful. So you painted a picture with words. I used to have a lot of StarCraft themed backgrounds. I was actually looking through my old wallpaper background folder that I still have, but I don't use. I've updated it since because everything's like the wrong dimensions, resolution, right? So, but I used to have so much. I used to have like Idra quotes. I used to have like a Puma background, like EG Puma background, Huck background.
For sure, I still have
It's the Slayer's background. I still have, and you know, cartoons of StarCraft. Like it gave me such nostalgia, I guess. But
I actually still have all of those old backgrounds. I even have a UR gaming background. If you want to.
Dear Lord, why would you have downloaded that?
I don't know. You know what? I was pretty into that. For those who are wondering, UR Gaming is a very, very old North American clan that Zombie Grove and I used to cast one of their team leagues for. That was when we first met each other.
Yeah, it is. Also met one
Mr.
more
Llama.
Oh, is that how I met him? I was gonna say Xander Fever, but
Xander Fever. Yeah, Xander Fever retired though.
He did, but he was a pretty instrumental part, I guess, to my beginnings as a caster. Yeah. Like I cast my first big tournament with him. All right, this is very important. herO is going back to kind of his basic roots here. We're here. Zealots being chronoed out, I think it was chronoed out, and sent across the map is a huge tell that there's a Stargate behind this and that pylons are on the way. So of course ByuN is gonna try and hold on.
Yeah, I don't know about, like, maybe I'm totally wrong about this, but I feel like you can go for the pylon rush with a Nexus behind it, right?
I think if you don't get the... Yeah, I think you can, for sure.
Yeah, and ByuN hasn't scouted at all inside the natural expansion. He never actually got to his opponent's herO's side of the map.
Yeah, he
Maybe
got
he
caught
can
by
still
zone.
tell this, but
He's gonna see that the Nexus is gonna be put down eventually, so it's not like a true
yeah.
like follow-up 4-gate all-in or something like that, which you don't see that often anyways. But there is an Oracle on the way, and the real way to defend against this is to have ideally like a bunker on the low ground. So while ByuN doesn't lose his command center or stalls it out, and he'll probably deal with the Oracle, he does lose a reactor and supply depot.
The Cyclone actually going to be taking some serious damage. Now that the Oracle comes in, it could also add into the DPS. One more foot to overcharge used and should be able to take out the supply depot as well as any Cyclones that try and make it to the low ground. 2 SCVs also going to be vulnerable targets to these Adepts if they go for it.
They don't. They die to a Cyclone.
No. One of them does.
Pylon's gonna get taken out. Reaper finally taken out by this Adept. It had just been targeting the Nexus, so kind of a useless Reaper. There was no defense otherwise if it had gone to the main, but ByuN was worrying about other things.
Yeah, I think there was one Adept he had poked forward, but then I think he was just, as you were saying, super focused on trying to deal with the giant pylon firing massive cannon shots at him, so
Yeah,
kind of understandable.
it's a little worrying. Viking is on the way, and double Cyclones would, I think, still be enough against Oracles, even though they deal no damage to air. And wouldn't mind even burrows in that natural.
Ooh, yeah, that could be very annoying. Well, 3 oracles.
Oh, 3. Oh.
That's beyond the normal number.
Oh, and the probes soak the shot for the Widow Mine.
Oh my god! And now these oracles can take down these cyclones.
Yeah, they can. I wasn't sure about
They
2
can take down the
Oracles.
Marines.
And I'm pretty sure
Okay,
3.
not the Viking.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
the Viking. 3 could have done it against the Cyclones, for sure. That was scary. 6 SCVs going down is still really good damage. And he does bring the SCV count lower. He needs to. Still only being up 4 probes is not quite ideal with mules. But, you know, these 3 oracles are almost guaranteed to get more damage done. So I expect him to be in a bit more of a substantial probe lead soon.
Yeah, we got Blink being researched once again, though. herO maybe transitioning this out, not into kind of the traditional Adept style, especially since he didn't end up going for any of those Phoenix. We may end up seeing a pretty similar style to game number 1.
I don't know about the Disruptors, though.
Yeah, probably not with Disruptors, I would imagine. At least not early on.
It would be very cool to see it again, see if it works more than once or if it's just more of a surprise factor. But New Kirk, I kind of just guessing the lack of Adepts means that it's going to be Colossus. We'll see, though. He still needs the Robo and the Robotics Bay.
Yeah, and I guess, of course, Blink is just a pretty typical thing to be going for just because you want to be prepared against medevac drops and, of course, Liberator harassment either way. So it's not exactly an unordinary thing to go for, even if you're making a lot of Adepts. But I guess just the fact that it's coming up before Resonating Glaives makes me sort of ponder the possibilities.
Cool stuff. herO with the slick moves. Killed that Widow Mine into a Revelation. Got a fake Warp Prism. Didn't do what it wanted. This did nothing at all, but it still was cool.
Yeah, I am digging it. Oh, you know, a Warp Prism is... Can a hallucinated Warp Prism... Are there any hallucinated units that can survive a Widow Mine shot?
I don't think so. I thought
Yeah, I guess the double damage makes it hard.
you were going to ask if it could turn into Warp Mode, which I don't know.
No, I know you can't use any abilities whatsoever.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously you can't warp in with it, but, you know,
Yeah.
appearance is everything.
Do hallucinated zealots, if you have charge research, move faster?
Well, no, because you have to research that.
Yeah.
But a Warp Prism comes
or
built in.
Yeah, but it's an ability.
Whatever. Maybe people would hallucinate Warp Prisms more if they could fake it up. Nah,
That would legitimately be pretty cool because I would have just imagined against Zergs that have like all the Ravagers that they're relying on for the Corrosive Biles to shoot the Warp Prism down. Right before the engagement, you hallucinate 2 or 3 Warp Prisms and you just put them all like slightly spaced out and you try and warp in on the area where it's all kind of like around the same place. And then they have to guess which is the real Warp Prism to Corrosive Bile down. You only get 1 shot. Do not miss this opportunity.
It would be pretty useful for that situation, for sure. Oracles are just continuing to do whatever they can, man. Like dipping in, seeing if the CVs are, you know, maybe a little free pickings, getting Revelation every single time. herO, again, like he didn't deal a lot of SCV damage, but he took a lot of control of the game. And ByuN has just been kind of forced to play a bit defensive, wait for his upgrades. He only just throws down his 3rd CC. herO is already saturated on his 3rd Nexus. And the upgrades are even chugging along here for herO in time with ByuN's. I mean, ByuN might have a decent push. 3 tank, a couple Widow Mines, good bio. It's not bad. Oh, or he's going to lose another back. Oh my god. But herO's probably going to be prepped to take that push by the time he chooses to do it.
Yeah, and he's very much gonna know the moment it comes out. Oh, nice siege tank snipe off. I mean, losing 1 or 2 stalkers for a siege tank, I think, is actually pretty worth it.
Yeah, my bad. Missed it, but yeah, the siege tank did go down, so...
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, Oracles continue to scout out this army with the revelations. And I think herO's now just going to be able to move into position. Positioning is so important against an army like this. Even though there's only really, 2 siege tanks left over, knowing when the army is moving out and be able to catch it before they end up sieging up anywhere in a useful spot can make or break the difference between taking the engagement and actually getting slaughtered.
Yeah. It is a pretty... The knowledge is power, I suppose.
Oh.
That cheesiness.
Oh, stasis trap.
Okay.
It gets scanned immediately, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would have been cool, but not really a necessity to herO taking this fight. herO's at an even army supply or close enough to it, but he's still got to be careful of the Widow Mines.
Yeah, siege tanks also siege up in the backside, but he's buying time, if nothing else, just by forcing the siege up and forcing these Widow Mines to burrow much further up. Look at this. herO is going for a 4th before ByuN has even landed his 3rd expansion.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty ballsy, but I think he was totally in the right to do it. Again, so much scouting. In this game, the Widow Mines get some decent shots. The Adepts were pre-split. More Adepts in the backside. Force fields even coming down here.
Stalker's got to be a bit careful. They're blocking out a lot of these Adepts from getting involved in the fight, but looks like they're going to find an opportunity to start sniping off some Liberators, but Widow Mine's going to force him back for now. Again, like, he doesn't even have to take a main army engagement, but just even trading out remotely evenly is going to work out great for herO.
This 3rd base isn't even going to get saturated. ByuN stayed at 48 SCs for a long time. herO's absolutely dominating the income advantage, and once his probes are transferred over, he would really be doing very well. His army is still a little scary up against ByuN's tanks, Liberators, and Widow Mines, but as long as he hasn't taken absolutely bad engagements, bad angle, he should be okay.
Yeah, I'm just really surprised we haven't seen a Robotics Bay, we haven't seen a Templar Archives.
Yeah.
Just nothing really tech-wise seems to be
This
coming out for herO.
is the first robotics facility. I just want to
Oh my god.
hit home with that. That's the first one. No observers. No war
Taking
prisms.
all those games without observers. Or, sorry, all those fights against Widow Mines without observers. I guess he kept
Jeez.
getting the money revelations, so...
Yeah, the relations are absolutely fine, but I'm also just kind of like bewildered by no war prism. Because that's usually also something you want in your arsenal. But nope. So no Immortals, no Colossus. Those are units he'll want eventually as ByuN's army gets better and better against pure Gateway. But ByuN's army might not be good enough against maxed out Gateway. I mean, he's going to be down 40 overall supply, 30 overall supply. And, maybe down at upgrades in like 30 seconds here.
This is becoming a really weird spot. Alright, War Prism is finally going to be making its way out. hero's going to have faster reinforcements. It's still leading up its supply, but yeah, once you max out, there is a point of diminishing returns, and that diminishing return being you can't make any more units. Your economic advantage only adds so much. His reinforcements will be really quick, but I think this is the time to strike while the iron is still hot.
Ghosts would make a very fun addition to ByuN's army. In fact, that could mean that he wins absolutely, entirely against hero's army. So that's where herO needs to transfer over into those Colossus to make sure that doesn't happen. I think before Ghosts, herO might be able to take a good engagement. There are 7 Widow Mines, but spread correctly, it could still go okay. I think that it's much wiser not to try and force the issue. Your opponent's not dropping you. Their army, you know where the army is. You have this revelation, and their 3rd base, that's the only mining base soon. Main is mined out. Natural is getting oversaturated.
That's a fair point.
That was weird.
I guess the one fear that I have is that ByuN will find the right army composition, just because it feels like hero's still so far away from getting up, for example, a good number of Colossus to take a fight, that ByuN is just going to max out, and then it doesn't matter how good your economic edge is, besides like having some of those reinforcing warpins, if you just have a far superior army with like ByuN having ghosts and, even a siege tank or two in the mix. This just could mean ByuN attacks, takes a big fight, and just wins the game before you can even make use of that economy.
It's possible.
Well,
It looks like ByuN guessed where the 4th base was. I thought maybe he was scouting with that scan, but he did drop right on top of it. So I don't know, maybe just saw it. Unfortunately, not a lot of defense, so this is some good damage. It also draws the entire army back, so the army of ByuN moves forward. It's got Liberators, it's got Widow Mines. They're going to be able to siege up without herO being able to do much about it. And while Colossus are out, they need to be protected. Run for the army.
How good are those EMPs going to be? Taking out the shields from this army could make or break the difference. Liberators siege up in a fantastic spot, cutting off the entire Protoss army for the natural expansion. If they get up on the high ground and siege up, oh my god, herO could lose his entire main base.
ByuN is losing his Widow Mines. I think 2 got their shots off. But yeah, losing a natural base, still having his ghosts with energy, still having Liberators. There's like 5 Liberators there. I don't know if herO can break this. He's got a Disruptor coming out, and that would help. I don't know from where.
Yeah, this is really scary. Oh, Dark Templar being warped in. I really like that decision.
Nice.
Even just adding a couple in, yeah, it doesn't seem like ByuN really notices just he's not throwing down any scans, and those DTs are going to do some serious work in the main base.
Yeah. DTs are not. Here, ByuN's army was split up, where herO's was mostly still combined together, so he does take out that army in his natural. He's going to be able to take out the army in his main base too, but he lost his Stalkers, so a single Liberator is being annoying, and he lost his natural Nexus. His 4th base didn't actually go down, but it might. Like, these ghosts, I mean, there's not much here to defend against them. Run!
Headshotting that Nexus down. It may eventually start taking some serious damage. Revelation gets thrown down, I guess nice in case the Ghost had a cloak. Of course, even if they just eventually escape, but
Dang.
Ghosts do manage to get out and kill off the Nexus.
That is pretty good. We had some mild Adept harassment that killed 7 workers. It looks like they didn't kill too many mules, though. That's the good news. And still, yeah, mule drop. Needs it. This game is closer than I thought it would be. I thought herO would be getting to his Colossus fast enough, but he got pulled so far out of position. It might still be a game. No, there's Vikings now. Colossus will not win the day, and in fact, they might just lose the day here. There's only 2 Stalkers.
Oh, God. Yeah, this is the weird spot. herO did lose that natural expansion, and he lost the 4th, but oh, God, if he can take the engagement over here, maybe something happens. It doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. He's going to lose all of his core units.
Oh, this might just be game. Adept's getting to that 3rd base, and this is the main base. ByuN does not have a great economy, but herO just lost so many important units, and his economy is not good enough to just remake tons and tons of gateway units. I think ByuN has done it.
Yeah, pushes on forward, throws in EMPs on top of the Adepts, and decides, yeah, this is the time to continue with the assault. herO's trying to reestablish a 4th expansion. His 3rd expansion is nearly mined out. His economy is just in shambles. I mean, look at the supply, Zombie Grub. 126-34. It didn't even look that bad until I just realized how bad it was for herO.
Yeah, I mean, he was 80 to 114 or something like that when the Colossus were still around, and that's not that bad, but
yeah,
nah, he made him a big mistake trying to counter. He might have still lost the game if he didn't, but it solidified his loss, losing the army like he did, and that's gonna give us a TvT finals.
Oh boy.
Olimoleague. What else is new? Yeah. Well, I'm not too sad about that. I do think that Bunny's gonna have quite a match against ByuN, but Bunny's been looking very good in all of his matchups, TvT included. In fact, he even occasionally plays mech, like very once off in TvT. So that would be cool to see. It is gonna be a best of 5, and it's gonna start on Abyssal Reef. We gotta get break in, so see you guys in 2 minutes.